Hi, I'm back again, and this time I want to show you my little forklift that I was working on, and I modified it to have proportional system here with the servo, and I'm using the WPL receiver transmitter system to run the forklift. Yep, and it was pretty simple. I just took it apart and I had a little slot hole right there, and I just hooked up the servo to it and got a little pin in there. Hooked it up to that. It worked pretty good. This kind of rubs all the way, so you got to program your remote to not turn all the way to, because then it starts rubbing it, then you can't turn. Then the thing goes straight and it doesn't. Yeah, not fun at all. So yeah, it's pretty cool though. I like the system. It's a lot funner now, and it wasn't very hard. Just hot glued that on there. Pretty simple. There's the transmitter running to the ESC, and I tied in the WPL receiver to that power source so that I can run that hydraulic, because I didn't want to get I do later. I'll get a 4-channel remote or a 6-channel remote, but for right now I'm going to use this system. But yeah, just cram all the wires together there, put it in there, and it fits pretty snug. Yep, here's the shell, and I took out the battery separators there, and put a hole in there too, so that I also cut these out so that I can have space for my battery, and I'll put a weight in there too. Yeah, so it's gonna run a 2S LiPo battery. Yeah, let me get it in here. Yeah, plug it into that hole that I made. Yep. There's the one hole, and there's 2 holes on the top. It's just 3 screws that hold this thing together. Pretty simple, easy to take apart and work with. I was surprised. But yeah, plug in the LiPo battery there, the 2S. Yeah, and here's the battery. So yeah, it's a 400 milliamp battery for like drones and stuff like that. Yeah, it fits in there pretty good. I use it on some of my trucks. I get about 20-minute runtime with that battery on my trucks, and I get a little more than that with these. With it, I got probably 25 minutes with this little hyster. Here's my little weight. I think it's like a magnet. But yeah, it adds some extra weight to the back axle so that when you got a load on there, you can turn. Because when you have a load on there, it's really hard for it to turn. So yeah, give it a little bit of extra weight in the back. A bigger battery might help, but yeah, here's a picture of what I want it to look like. I want it to look like that. I'm gonna modify it later and do some painting and get some decals on there. Alright, yeah, this is kind of goofy, but it is what it is. It's actually works pretty good in the hand there. It doesn't look like it does, but yeah, your thumb runs the up and down elevator there. Oh yeah, let me explain this real quick. This is the endpoint adjustment. Right here, you just get into your programmer to your endpoint right there, so you can program this so your tires don't touch the wheel wells. Yeah, because start rubbing on there and then you can't turn. So yeah, you got to program it. I got this one turned down to about 40% on one side and 49 on the other side. It's pretty simple. I'm probably gonna have to get a pretty good, pretty decent 6-channel remote that has a screen like this, so I can adjust my endpoints. And there's a lot of cool little things there to adjust your brakes and your trims and all that stuff. It's pretty neat. Let's test it out real quick and stuff before I start picking up a load. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. I mean, sometimes I think I have to work with the pulleys on that rope or whatever, that line that is for the hydraulic ram there. Yeah, I can adjust those pulleys, make it slicker, make it smoother. Maybe look for a better rope cable or something. Yeah, it works pretty good. It'll be pretty nice. It's proportional, but those pulleys and the way that system, I think that kind of drags it back when you're going down. When you're going up, it's not so bad. When you're coming down, you gotta go all the way. You can't kind of stop in between, otherwise it kind of gets all fouled up a tiny bit, but it's not too bad. Yeah, this is that hydraulic pulleys that I'm talking about. I was trying to go slow there. It does go pretty good slow and stuff, but if you try to go fast, it kind of hops it up and stuff, bounces it around back and forth like that. So you kind of have to go slow as possible. And that's good that it's proportional now. When it was the other system, it was pretty hard to get it up there without bouncing stuff off sometimes, especially tires. Yeah, so I like it now, so I can actually get a set of tires up. It was pretty hard to get a set of tires up with the other system, with it bouncing all the time. Okay, let's pick up a load here. This weighs a little more than a quarter pound. So this is about 25% of its maximum lift capability, but I think that's about its maximum comfortable lift capability. If you try to lift like a half a pound, that front tips quite a bit. It can lift up almost a pound. Doesn't quite lift up a whole pound, but it can almost pick up a pound, but it doesn't pick it up very comfortably. So about a quarter pound's its max due to the weight. If I get some weights in the back, it should be able to pick up a pound comfortably if it was heavy enough in the back. But as it is right now, it's not that heavy. Maybe I should look at, because a real heister, like that back piece, that where the battery is, that's a big chunk of cast iron metal that weighs down them forklifts in real life. That back end piece, all the way down to the bumper where the wheels are, it's all cast iron. It's usually like a one piece cast iron. Sometimes it's two pieces. But yeah, it's pretty solid and hefty in the back on the realistic ones. That'll help it a lot if I weigh it down some.